Okay, I think we are live. Check my stream in just a second just to make sure, because I have absolutely started to stream and did not realize it at all. Let's see, live. Let's check it out. And we're good, yeah. Okay, welcome back everybody. It is manic stream time. I got my saffron tea loaded up with multiple sparkling waters. I've been talking all day, so I'm definitely gonna need the hydration. Yo, Dimitrek, welcome back. Oh, that's cool. I guess you are one of my top fans according to YouTube chat. Yeah, thanks, man. Given like my logo and like the whole swan motif, when I see something that's swan adjacent holding a knife, absolutely gotta run with it. Okay, let me get. I had like this weird thing happen that kind of delayed me a little bit, where my oven wasn't preheating, so I was just like, oh no, is my oven about to burn my house down? So I've been kind of like running back and forth, getting sweaty while trying to like film stuff at the same time, but we got here within 15 minutes, so it's working out. All right, where is my stuff? The cool thing that I am doing now that I mentioned on the Discord, and if anyone else wants to see my updates, there is a link in the description. Please join. I'd like that to be more active and more people to bully me into posting more regularly. I'm going to start doing streams every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, unless like otherwise stated. So right now I'm just trying to get this going. I'm probably not going to post anything until... Oh, I got an alert. And what does that say? I'll mess with that later. Warning about bit rate. But I'm basically not going to post any videos this year. I know with my amazing like output of videos this year, that must be a huge surprise. Like, oh, you've done so much, Shawn. You've posted so much content. How could you possibly decide to like do less? But I have this cool thing that I'm planning that I talked about a little bit in the Discord that I'm not going to give like the exact details. But when I do come back in January, aside from me regularly streaming, I'm going to have a massive backlog and not just like me reviewing books anymore. Because honestly, there's some books I really like to do. But with a few exceptions, I don't think that like excites me to want to make videos or anything. So my plan's to like do some like bigger videos that like will be challenging, and I've been actually filming nonstop for the last week, so it's gonna be interesting. No, hell yeah. Which team you going for? Yeah, I switched to keto recently, and all of a sudden my brain is just firing like constantly, so it's like hard for me to just like relax anymore. I have to be constantly productive, which is weird because I've like haven't been drinking or really doing anything else. So just this sudden urge of natural energy's like been kind of weird. So whenever like I try to relax or watch something, it's like I'll be like working on art or playing with cats or just like constantly moving. It's been kind of like a cool adjustment, and one of the main reasons why I filmed every single day this year. Yeah. I grew up in the South, so it was always like about college football. I got lucky. I went to a school in San Antonio, and we are not known for our football. So our team was never good enough for me to really become like a diehard fan or anything. But a lot of my family's from Alabama, and it's like the Auburn Alabama rivalry has been like the big thing. Like every Thanksgiving, everyone's just like picking a side and like bullying each other. It's all in good fun, but still. Yeah, I missed the UFC card last night. That was the one thing that I watch a lot of, but it was like massive. But I just got like too caught up in trying to like do some creative stuff and all this filming thing, so that by the time it was actually on, I was just exhausted, and I was like, that's actually when I was drawing that new profile picture that I did. Yeah, I played baseball in high school, but it's just I have so many weird memories about it that sitting there and watching it, like live, it's amazing. I kind of feel that way about soccer too. Like I've been to a lot of live games for both, but like actually like sitting down, I mean, it's great background noise, but trying to keep track and follow everything. I used to do that with the Braves, but with me barely keeping track of UFC and the thing that I like the most, it's like hard for me to want to like juggle sports. I also do jujitsu a lot, so I mean, like we have our own like Olympics, like ADCC. I'll watch, and then for those of you that know, like Craig Jones, he's kind of like the modern jujitsu jokester, like an Aussie guy that's just constantly doing like crazy stuff. Hosted his own like $1 million tournament and everything, which that sport doesn't really have that much money in it, so seeing that was like super cool. So that's like the only thing I've been like keeping up with is like jujitsu and like people punching each other. Which I'll talk about in a second. I read the craziest biography that I've ever read, and it was about Mike Tyson. And I've read a lot of like crazy biographies. Like I love those ultra endurance like people, the guys that like are in like special forces, do crazy stuff, like get out and decide to like bike across like Canada to like the bottom of like South America. So I've like read a lot of crazy things that people have done, and I've never seen the perfect mix of like athletic like craziness of Mike Tyson and then just the sheer debauchery. And there was like multiple moments that I would be like reading it, and like I know he meets his boxing trainer at like it's camera stuff for that. Is it okay? But it's like he meets his trainer at like 14, and he's like 11, robbing houses, like smoking cocaine, just doing like the craziest stuff. And I keep thinking it's gonna calm down, and he's gonna have this like wholesome redemption arc, like him on like Mike Tyson mysteries or hotboxing with Mike Tyson. And I have like an hour left in the audiobook, and it's a long audiobook, and like he is still doing like wild stuff. But I mean, I've read a lot since the last time I have posted or streamed anything. I think my last stream title was like I have a lit RPG problem, and I kind of continued down that one to the point where Dungeon Crawler Carl kind of ruined me again on it. I got through all of Dungeon Crawler Carl again, which hands down I think is my favorite all-time series now. But the problem is it's so good that with a couple exceptions, like no one quite like meets that standard for me. And then Jeff Hayes as narrator. Like I love Travis Baldtree and I love Michael Kramer and like a bunch of these other guys, but I think Jeff Hayes may be like the greatest like audio narrator like known to man. And like the weird cameos they have, like Patrick Warburton is in like the second to last book that came out to play like Alpha Carl, and just like having him coming in there when Carl already kind of sounds like him. And there's like some clips I'll show in a sec of like Jeff Hayes actually like just switching back and forth characters. Like I thought they had a full production cast for those books, and it's just like one dude that can like switch voices, male, female, alien, orc, just all of that AI. It's just he does like such a sick job. But other than Mike Tyson and Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm currently reading Chrysalis. They had like a special on Amazon where you could get the first 3 books for like 1 credit, and it's narrated by Jeff Hayes. But it's one of those monster isekai ones where like a guy who lived like a really like troubled, messed up life winds up getting reincarnated into a dungeon as a magical ant. And it's about him like eating monsters, doing mutations, growing stronger, starting an ant family, like dealing with humans. And that's been pretty good. It's not like anything groundbreaking, and I'm not going to make like a dedicated video to it. I might in one of my streams once I finish it, like just give like a full like informal review for it. but definitely like an interesting book, and having like a fully monster like main character was like pretty cool. And then of course it's like Jeff Hayes narrating it, and I think he's like, if I didn't have him narrating it, I probably would have dropped it. But the combination of the interesting concept and his audio narration was pretty sick. The one thing that will be in a future video, I'm gonna need to look up what it's called. It's like, great, I got isekai as a farmer, and the writer, what's his name? He has done some really interesting things in the genre. So, all right, let me see if I can share real quick. I'm gonna pull this down, switch to Windows 10. Whatever, I'll just move it here. Let's check this. Okay, there we go. So like the cover on these are just like insane. The author's name is Benjamin Carey, and I haven't finished all of his works, but his Oh Great, I Was Reincarnated as a Farmer series, and then a sequel, Oh Great, How I Discovered How to Cultivate a Farmer in 52 Easy Steps. Like, you see this, and it's kind of like what I had for like Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like the covers at first were like just so insane that I didn't really know what to expect. But the narrator on there was Travis Baldry, and he does like a southern accent. But this guy, like, these are like probably like two of my favorite lit RPGs I've read in a long time. And he has this like really interesting thing he does in all of his books. Let me see, Benjamin Carey. He had another one where he wrote where is it? Death, Loot, and Vampires. And once again, the cover is kind of like, once you start like pounding like lit RPGs, you just look for anything that's like even like just okay. But what he does that I think is really interesting is whenever like it's a lit RPG, so you have like your different stats and everything that's happening at the same time. Like, if your strength levels up, there's an effect. If your like intelligence levels up, wisdom, everything. And for his books, they actually have they will actually go and show like how the system changes like the person. So if someone like raises their strength and endurance, like they keep going like stronger and stronger or faster or smarter and everything, and it actually affects like the personality and like how the person interacts with the world. So it's really interesting because it is a good concept, and I've seen like the one where it's like, oh, I'm super strong, like I gotta learn how to like not crush everything like with my like powers or anything. But he actually will dwell on like the mental effect of like basically becoming like a superhuman like in these type of things. And the plot's pretty fun. The first book, just if I'm gonna pitch it, it's like if Kevin McAllister got isekai'd into a fantasy world, and the only way he could make experience is to do more murder houses. And that's what he does for 2 books, and it's like actually like pretty good and entertaining. And I mean, there is a lot of books I have been going, but a lot of them have just been kind of like lit RPG trash. It's just kind of like stuck in this lit RPG. I kind of got like stun locked by it. I finally got out where like once I finish Chrysalis, I'm reading the Primal Hunter, the newest book on Kindle, and then I'm starting back on the Malazan series and going to do some reviews for that. But it's mostly just been either like Dungeon Crawler Carl ripoffs, other like kind of parody comedy-esque lit RPGs. So I kind of like went deep for a while, and now I'm finally like exiting and getting back into like fantasy. Oh yeah, nice. I've been meaning to pick up Tad Williams just because he's one of like those OGs for a while. If you're gonna do a lit RPG, do Dungeon Crawler Carl, and then or maybe even the Isekai Farmer. But if you do Dungeon Crawler Carl, get at least through the second book. The first book's good, and which makes it amazing for a lit RPG. But the guy gets into psychological horror and action, and it's like probably one of like the best books I have read, like ever, a book series I've read ever. Not just like the best like lit RPG book I've read. So I definitely like recommend picking that up. That's gonna be one of the big things I'm gonna like release sometime in the next 6 months, along with like Malazan, just because it gets steep. It's you saw my thumbnail. That's like one of the main characters, a wizard cat that is talking and is the queen and junk. Alright, let us. I forgot I had some music. Let me know if this is too loud. I got copyrighted thing last time I streamed on like those copyright like royalty free music playlists, and it's always just like super annoying because they're like, oh, this one like no problem, and then like jokes on them, I don't make any money off of this, but it's just kind of like I would eventually like to make some amount of money off of it and not have people just take it from like falsely advertised playlists. So this guy got recommended, so hopefully it is good. And also, am I? Let me know if there's like a echo for this too, because I can throw on headphones. I think there might be a little bit. All right, let me plug in. Throw these bad boys on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. It's kind of funny because I'm like actively looking for a new job before that. So then I wound up getting like 40 days of just kind of like hanging out around the house and doing stuff. I kind of figured this was gonna happen, so I was like smart and like it wasn't like too much of a strain on me. Like, you know, other people were like really sucking and having to like Uber and do all of this other stuff, like because you know we still haven't gotten paid yet, but we just went back like Thursday. But yeah, no, it's like definitely like weird, interesting times. I'll bring this down just a little bit. But the good news is that gave me the break I think I needed. Like, I think I was just kind of like stressed out from having to go back into the office and just saw like the new changes and everything, traveling back and forth for work. So suddenly having it where it's like, yeah, we don't know when you're going to get paid or when you have to go back, so you can't like travel or anything. Like even in that scenario, it was actually like kind of sick just because I was able to you know, figure out what I wanted to do with like content. I'm gonna do some art in a little bit, and I really kind of like dialed in on that. And then lately I've been trying to get like back into shape. It's funny, one of the videos I edited, it was like in the worst possible lighting, and it's like when you see yourself like doing calisthenics, trying to like turn upside down and like every unflattering angle, you're just like, I need to get back on a diet and take care of this. So I was able to kind of go crazy in my garage gym setup. I got this book called Overcoming Gravity, which is kind of like the, I guess, calisthenics Bible. The guys like who wrote it was like really in depth. He's really active on Reddit. But I built like a program around that, and I got like some gymnastic rings, and I'm trying to learn all like the stuff. I've always wanted to muscle up, never been able to do that, so I'm trying to like learn that, and then it's like learn how to front lever, back lever, just all this kind of cool stuff. So it's it was weird, but now that we're back and I have a schedule and fresh brain, I mean, kind of nice. I'll be super happy when I get paid, but we'll see when that happens. Okay, let's see. All right, so there was a couple things that I wanted to do on this stream, and I'm happy to like chat back and forth when I do it because nothing's like too crazy. But I got a iPad. I'm gonna bring myself down. Yeah, that was like the main reason I wanted a house for the longest time, was just like, because when I had to go back into the office, and like when you're doing it regularly, it's like working out on a schedule, going to the gym, it's easy. And like if you've been in like really good shape before, like mentally you just don't really think about it during that time, like because it's a built-in habit. But like when you're not like used to that anymore, it kind of sucks just trying to like, okay, well now I have to like wake up like early, and it's like, well, if I have to wake up at 6 to work out and get to work, then to even get to the gym at like 5:30, and you're just like being able to just like skip that commute and just go straight into like a home gym is like super sick. And I did like organize some stuff, and I have weights, not as obviously not as much as like a commercial gym, but getting like the gymnastic rings, and I might post a picture in the Discord. There'll definitely be some in some upcoming videos. But I got like these parallelettes, like those wooden bars that come up off the ground like about a foot. So between that and like my power rack, and then just kind of focusing on calisthenic type thingies, it's been like super cool. And you know, I'm like dying after I'm like working out because it's like a new skill and like super hard. So the ability to like, all right, I'm gonna like wake up, take pre-workout like while I'm in bed, and then get so itchy that I have to immediately go lift weights or go spin upside down a bunch of times or learn how to handstand. It's pretty cool. And doing the calisthenics stuff too. I've lifted weights for a long time, and like I'm like weirdly in shape and out of shape. Like I did a lot of running this year. I've done ultra marathons in the past, and generally I'm a little heavier during ultra marathons, which is kind of like crazy because I'm burning so many calories. But I can just eat all day, and like it's not gonna like affect me at all. So I could like have a bowl of ramen, run 20 miles, and then like wonder why I like gained weight. They're definitely cost effective. I try to do that, but then like, and I mean, if you get the discipline of just going and getting your beta alanine and niacin and just mixing it with some stuff, or like if caffeine affects you, doing it without caffeine, I think would be pretty cool. But like with the calisthenic stuff, because like I've done like long distance runs, like marathons don't excite me anymore. Like I've been in the 1,000-pound club with like weights, like that doesn't really excite me, and I don't want to like lift past that really. I've done CrossFit, and that's cool, but it's like super pricey, and I don't like necessarily want to like do that. Where is my there it is. So having something new that I can actually like work towards, like learning handstands and everything. It's pretty good. When I tried it, I mean, I would put like this much water into it, so I would try not to taste it. But I wasn't trying to do flavorings or anything. Honestly, I just went back to like C4 and went from there. Uh, so it's been like a while since I tried to do it, but just getting like I don't want to think about this. Maybe I'll like make my own in the future again. But right now, it's like I know if I take this pre-workout, I'm going to be itchy until I do burpees or pull-ups or work out. So, 5:45, time for like the caffeine scoop, and then I can not stay in bed. So it's time to go do handstands. So it's kind of like my weird psych out. And now that I've been doing it for a few weeks, it's pretty nice. So yeah, real quick. I have some, let me move this a little bit, some more art stuff coming out, but I thought it was kind of funny because when I was like making the thumbnail to this video, I remembered when I had like a like shitty trackpad that I was trying to do digital art on stream with, like the pressure sucked, I couldn't look at it and it was terrible. And I was like, oh, I'll just like make my own like profile picture. And I think this was like 3-4 months ago, and I hadn't really started doing digital art. So I mean, like you can see it like on my profile, but quick little flex. Let's see. This is what I have learned to do in like 2-3 months. So I'm actually super stoked that like I've been kind of doing some art stuff for a little while, but for digital, being able to go from this to this and like haven't gone from scratch with this, I was like, hell yeah, improvements. Yeah, let me close out of this and open here. I want to see, my camera setup's kind of weird right now. I need to like move some stuff around so I can show. The one thing I did, and I don't know if it was smart or not, but I didn't want to lose my mind, is I early into the shutdown, I got a actual like art pad that was on sale. That's like pretty sick. It kind of like works as like a third monitor, and like it wasn't like that crazy expensive, and some of that stuff, it's like you're buying your own like PC and everything, but having something I've been able to just like whip out or like mess around with at like my computer desk at night has been super sick. But let me move stuff around. What I want to do is move this. I kind of wanted to get a baseline of doing some art. So as I mentioned, think Dungeon Crawler Carl is one of the greatest books ever written. So we're going to do some Dungeon Crawler Carl shit. Let me pull up a reference. I'm going to do this in 2 ways. I'm gonna do a quick 10-minute like piece just to see how far I can get in 10 minutes. I am going to use a reference, but the way I use references is like I'll look at a pose and a character and then just kind of like run off and do my own thing with that. And then depending on how I feel or the time, I'm either going to go work on a hour-long piece, or I will do a just load up Cyberpunk, because the fact just getting back to the regular streaming, something that I've been kind of like there. It's like as long as I'm here like doing it, then I'm not like super concerned with like if I hit it exactly. So. Let's not unplug the camera. I wonder. I also need a new desk because like this setup is kind of crazy. This down a bit. What kind of workouts are you doing, Dimitri? I'm gonna get a couple separate references to pin. Also, for those of you who want to like dip your toes in a dungeon crawler, Carl, they made a new webtoon that's like following it, and Matt Dinman's been involved with it, and they've been working closely with him, and it is like pretty sick. I really like. I mean, they kind of the way they make their face is a little too anime for me, but for the genre and like the quality, I've seen a lot of just terrible, terrible adaptations. Like, I need to go back to the Primal Hunter, but it is not great. Oh, okay. Ugh. Overcoming the energy sucks, man. Let's see. Use this. Time. No, not link. Image. I should probably figure out like, I think you can do it like in Pinterest where you just like throw a bunch of things together. And I'm going to use this cover art. So, alright, let me... Oh, nice, dude. Progress is progress. So, like, you know, if you weren't able to do that before, and all of a sudden, like, you can, like, that's awesome. Okay. So, I'm going to move this up a little bit into like right here, and you'll be able to see what I'm using as a reference. So just let me open the image. Love of God. Okay, there we go. So I'm not sure the exact pose. Ugh. Yeah, if your ankle is jacked up, is that like when you got injured? Yeah, Matt Dinman has this cool thing where like if you make any type of art from Dungeon Crawler Carl, you can sell it. He has like a free to use like license for everything. So these two are like the art style that they went with the webtoon. I like the cover art stuff that they have been doing, and he's also doing a graphic novel. that I'm like pretty excited for that's currently in backing, where it's like another different art style, but like the universe this guy is like building is just completely insane. Yeah. Let me the love up. So, yeah, also some of those like long backpacking things, like they can wind up just a complete shit show. I've always wanted to do the Pacific Northwest Trail, or like the Appalachian in like one go, but finding like 6 months to like do that and the money you would need for everything is kind of insane. All right, so I'm gonna try to make this easy for me before setting a 10-minute timer. So we'll do, yeah, I'm probably gonna go more off this art style. All right. So I am going to set on my phone a timer for about 10 minutes. And we're just gonna see what happens. I've done 10-minute drawings. They have never been the most detailed. And I am still very much an art baby. But I have been wanting to do this. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is Carl throwing probably something like a hoblobber, which is South American or like lacrosse. Jarlar. Jylight is actually very prevalent in Dungeon Crawler Carl. So we will be using this as well. Okay. Oh yeah, damn dude. I guess like one of the only like really long term things I had was I dislocated this this elbow doing jujitsu, where it was like a weird position where like my arm was out here and there was being pressure put, and this happened like 2018, but like some way like it shifted, like my entire arm like separated and I could see like the back of the elbow like up here. And I used to have like kind of like hyper flexible like arms. This one I've been working on it, but like getting it back straight took me like a couple of years, which sucked because at the time I was doing like boxing and MMA. So not being able to like fully extend just like absolutely sucked. And trying to like do everything with uneven arms like took a while. So like whenever like something happens where you're just trying to get back, like you just gotta celebrate the small wins. So you like being able to go a few miles and everything, especially if it was like super worse. I mean, you're telling me how much it sucked before, so it's like, no. Hopefully it just keeps going. Good for you, man. But, all right, 451, 10, Lili, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'll still like talk and move, but we're gonna start out with this. So now that we're starting, let me check out my my brushes. Shout out too to like Control Paint. I have done like a lot of their videos, just kind of like learn, and like their digital art shit has been like awesome. It's been kind of like just like a cool like new hobby to like get into. I think it's the main thing that kept me sane when I wasn't making YouTube videos, because like I always like creating. But what I'm basically going to do is try to get like a quick outline or like gesture of what this guy is doing. And it's 10 minutes, so I kind of have to be strategic with this, like get like a good silhouette. And my plan is to like try to come back in with like an eraser and like get like a good like shape going. Oh yeah. And let me make this. I'm gonna do a quick lasso. But yeah, one thing that that's like super gross, that I've always like wanted to do is, because I feel like for a lot of these series that I really like, just copy this. Go right. Is I've always like seen like, you know, whenever like a full on like fantasy artist just comes in um, and just makes something like really cool for like a series you like, or like brings it to life. There's this YouTube channel that I really like by this guy named Jazza, and he's like known for his art stuff more than anything. And what he wound up doing was becoming a fantasy artist. I haven't read his book yet, uh, but he did all of his own art, created his own cosplay, and he's done like actually a couple cool, like really cool things with like Brandon Sanderson, or he had this like fun series where it's like he would draw the like character based off the description, and like you'd have to like guess who the character was. Or there was one where it's like, I'm sure like the pressure was just like insane, where make this a nub. He had to like draw like Vin from like Mistborn, like for like Brandon Sanderson, like himself, and it was just like super insane. Just like imagine like, hey, here's like Brandon Sanderson. It's kind of like if I had to watch him, like watch one of my like shit post like videos that I've done. I mean, honestly, I kind of the urge every year to like just go into like Dragon Con or SteelCon, whatever this like festival is, and then just like, do you know me? Have you seen what I have done to your image? I'm so sorry. Right, so we're gonna switch to eraser. I think trying to like come in and do it like the correct way in like a short amount of time may have been my undoing, but worst case, this turns into the hour one. basically let's just get like a good torso. This is gonna be like his general like neck silhouette. I think too, because like in the first book, Jeff Hayes, like I think he just had like Patrick Warburton like in his head, because like that's like what book one Dungeon Crawler Carl like sounded like was Patrick Warburton. And so like now whenever I look for a visual of like what I think Carl looks like, it is this man. Do mushroom or mustache Patrick. Alright, so let's switch back. Now art's kind of weird because I've like sketched a little bit like here and there. Like, you know, in high school I took like one art class. But I never like got into it. Like, you know, every now and again I would have some of those like books where it's like, oh, like learn how to draw like dragons or like learn how to like do this. And I would see like some of those and it'd be kind of like, oh, I'm like bored on a Sunday type of deal. And I never like got like too into it. It wasn't until like very recently that like I've actually like been like, okay, well now that I'm doing it, like I want to be like good at it. And then like kind of getting to the deep dives. It's weird like for me, and this is gonna be kind of like how my channel works, is I just get into like weird shit all the time, and it's like a new hobby that's kind of like all consuming, and some of them like they absolutely stick with me like a long time, and I think this is gonna be one of those like hobbies that like winds up like me getting like really into, but with this, like I started looking up like how to do this and like art, or like, you know, just general like creators in art that like I like or have like a similar style that I think that like, you know, I have. And then all of a sudden it's like my algorithm of everything just switches. I mean, like right now it's kind of like happening like with that with calisthenics, just because of like how many things I've been looking up and then finding like creative people. Like I like to rock climb too, so I already had some of that just with like Magnus Meatbo and all like the crazy shit he did, and then it just like winds up getting me into just like this new just weird thing. Here. I probably need to extend this out just a bit. So this goes here. The high line, we can probably just cut that, and then it just kind of switches like there. But I mean, just for like stuff to do, I mean, I'll like get off work, be tired, and then just being able to like switch into suddenly like doing something like semi-productive, or, you know, just getting into it's been like really fun. Okay, we got that, and I think there's gonna be some kind of I don't have time. There's a sex doll head in one of these. Okay. I have 10 seconds left, so I'm just gonna turn this into the arrow one because I'm kind of like digging what I'm doing. So this is now minimum 50 more minutes. I like underestimated how much time that, or how fast I could do if I was like being like chatty at the same time as art. Okay. this is going to be Samantha. And if you read it, she is a absolutely insane character. So here, give it some of that curve. I think I want to take this and move it. Just a bit. Okay, hell yeah. I gotta find some like good music for some of this. This might be another. I've played music for a while, so I was thinking it'd be fun to like just make my own like lo-fi track that I just play and not have to worry about people trying to take my monies. Just a bit. Alright, so I have the base. Go back here. Basic frame. I think I can go in here. One weird thing about learning art, and this will be relevant in a video I am currently working on, but like I learned like when I was like kind of goofing around like as a teenager, like working on stuff. Oh, that's not my reference. When I was like learning originally, like I can kind of like do some like anime type like characters and everything, but most like art that I found like instead teaches you more like realism and everything, and it's super weird because like you're learning all these like special like techniques. I have a book of anatomy that I've been just like copying and like trying to figure out like how do you like represent like some of these things. It's kind of like when you're learning like coding, I guess. Like you're probably not doing like crazy data structures like every day while you're like coding. Like in your day-to-day job, you're just like fixing websites, centering the div, but you know, probably know like how to make a map or all this other crazy stuff that you went to school for that you only get tested on when you're looking for a new job. And like art's kind of like the same way, except it seems like a lot of this is usable. So like the better you can do something like realistic, it seems like the better you'd be able to do like something like stylized. It's like kind of like you learn the rules so then you can like break them. And I don't know the rules just yet. Kind of like learning like heads and everything. Even the anatomy I'm learning, it's like I can put stuff to bed together like just like a bit faster. But like trying to like draw like hair, I definitely haven't like fully gotten into the swing of all of it. Fall into old reliable of just do my anime style hair. Oh, did I really do that? Damn. This is why you check your layers. Let's see if I can do this to save it. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, cool. But yeah, I'm for like these future streams, like for at least like part of it, I will probably be doing like something kind of like chill like this for at least part of it. And I have a reason I want to do like the Cyberpunk playthrough. That's going to be part of something I'll be working on in the future. So I figured it'd be fun just to like get through like playing that, and you know, mainly as long as I can go, you know, more frequent than like every like 3 months to like try to like make stuff or like make YouTube work, then I think that'd be like pretty cool. Nope. Just give me like the biggest brush imaginable. So, you know, one of like the main things like why I'm wanting to kind of have this segmented is just so like I'll like know exactly like what I want to like work on. So if I'm gonna like be practicing art anyway, why don't I just like do it with the buds? Also with I think I kind of touched on it, but like with like book reviews and everything, I think one of like the main problems I currently have with like booktube is that I don't really watch it, and with a couple like exceptions, like I love Matt's fantasy book reviews, and like he's kind of like the go-to when I want to like get like a litmus test on something. But more often than not, oh god, yes. Like if I want to read something, then I'll just like check it out. And generally, it's like if it's a book I'm excited for, I'll take the time to like go and like actually read it. But no. But so for me, like trying to like make content around it, I think rather than trying to like emulate like what I see on there, which like doesn't really excite me a lot, which is like those reviews. Like it has to be a book that I really like want to like just like get into, because just doing like I read this, it was okay, and I kind of feel bad now like if it's not okay to like shit on it. Like it was cool in the beginning because like that's me like learning how to do like editing and everything, and there's this really fun exciting thing. I just got a scarf, forgot about that. So I'm trying to like figure out like ways that, you know, instead of me just like, oh, what do I do, how do I like make this like something there, it's like I instead can like limit like what I am doing to like stuff that excites me. So, you know, there's still like books involved, and I am a huge like fantasy nerd still. So like I will have like a lot of like fantasy like related content, but just like the books aren't going to be a focus anymore. And I think too like the way I've been thinking about my channel has like changed now that like I've sat and like actually started like analyzing you know, like what like motivates me. And people that are like friends with me in real life get subjected to this, because it's like I'll get into something and like it's like all I talk about, or I find a new interest and I kind of go all in. And I love taking people down on these like absurd kind of journeys, like into like stuff that I am like getting into. Now, why am I doing making my man fist? So I'm gonna start switching like that into me treating you guys like I would my friend group, which is just kind of, here's all the crazy shit I'm going into. Here's like kind of an adventure, like documenting it. Oh, yeah, I did. I wish I could do that, man. Like, if you can like focus on one thing and then just like try to become like really good at it, like hats off to you, because my brain does not work that way. I played guitar for shit like 20 years now, and then after like year 7, I just like didn't really like try to like get better. So I mean, there's like me playing, I get like more practice, but I haven't like tried to get better at like that in like such a long time. And it's make a gauntlet. So I wish I could like just like sit and like focus on something like that. So if you can become like really sick, I remember you showing us your jazz piano like stuff, and it sounded like dope as hell. Uh, but for me, like, I can jump to something like adjacent, but unless it's something that, like art, that I could technically just like, if I get bored of like digital art, there's like different mediums, and if I get bored of like painting, it's like I can get into, something other that's crazy. But yeah, no, it's like unless I have like new challenges or something, it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier with the fitness. Like I'll get to a point where I'm like considered like pretty good at something, and unless I find something like within that like still excites me, it's hard for me to like want to like just keep at that like thing, or it would have to have something else like kind of like drawing me there, like jujitsu. There's like a social aspect that like I feel like really good when I do jujitsu, and like I have a lot of friends from jujitsu. And climbing is kind of like that. Like I made a lot of like sick friends like doing the climbing stuff. I'm trying to like fix this and wasting a bunch of time. So for me, it's like I need like either like a new challenge, like a tournament, something that's gonna like keep me going. When I used to play like live shows, like I loved it, and like I still love like playing guitar, but it's like something that I got to a level where I think I'm like actually like fairly happy with where I'm like at with that. And unless I found something like if I got into music production, uh, like that would like 100% be enough for me to like want to like get back at it. But it's like that same thing, just in a slightly different pursuit. Okay, so his jaw. I think also that's kind of like what got me excited about YouTube in the beginning, and this is an eraser, sir. And like kind of like the direction that I am at now is that it's the same stuff that I want to do, but it's being channeled in like a different way. Because a long jaw. Give him that Sigma chin. I have not learned how to do the correct anatomical ways, so I am just going to try to do a stylized version of this. Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of fun. I've seen like, I think I could get like really into like those mixing tables, or doing like the DJ remixes. Just because I think it would be like fun. Kinda, I can just like lasso this. This is not like even, which it is not. Yo, I gotta find good music. This dude was just like, if you credit me, then use whatever. Okay, so we learning. Streaming is a new thing, and I have a lot to figure out. This is also the thing I really like about digital art, is like I don't have to like try a bunch of times to get it just right. I can literally move it into the shape that I want. I'll come back in with an eraser. He's got that big, powerful nose. Could have used him as the B movie. Show me the picture, damn it. Yeah, that's something like right here, because I'm not sure how like the best way to like tackle expressions are. But one thing that I think will make me like come around back to like music and everything is this idea that the more of these like art things I learn, the better able I'd be able to like bring it back into like some like big down the line projects. I'm a big fan of like Markiplier as a YouTuber, and some of like the creative like projects that he's done because of like him like 10 years kind of like learning some of like these projects and like how it all puts together. So like in the future, having the skill set to just tie it all together somehow, I think would be like really cool. we'll come back and clean it up. Here, the highlight is going to connect here, so I can just go back in and come here. Have you played any shows lately? Oh, there we go. It would be cool to extend that a little bit. Yeah. Bigger. I'll just come back down into here. Oh, nice. You still trying to stay in DevOps, or have you been thinking about like switching to something different? Yeah, I'm kind of getting that way too. But I'm not quite sure what my next career move should be. Give you some stress lines. This down, this bit, come back in with a area. Okay, that's actually I've been thinking about like trying to switch to more of a like cloud role too. Mainly because like DevOps is just, I feel like it's now just becoming a sysadmin with like some extra steps, and it would be cool to like get something more defined that like I don't need to like know everything about. Okay, just bring this down. But I worked with like back when I was still in more of the IT realm. It's like the cloud engineers were like the cool guys. You'd be surprised. I mean, the I know like it'd still be technically in tech, but the jump into like a sales engineer is like definitely a move. And then getting into more of like, you're not like getting stressed out by trying to like fix things, more just like sales quotas or whatever. But I actually have an uncle who is like, cloud engineer that basically just travels around and like sells Microsoft products, like the cloud Azure stuff at like a high level, and he really likes it. But it's like, you have to talk to like the sysadmins, but you don't have to like really do anything other than just be like a subject matter expert about it. So I mean, you could like go from there just to like another sales one or something. I guess if you go data, then there's like BI development, which pays less, but that is a very chill job. But you gotta like, do like no code, which for me is like a fate worth from desk, or some of those like Microsoft Power Automate things. it took me way longer than I wanted just to be able to like get the general stuff to like build to this next step. I don't know. I've seen too. It's kind of like there was a pretty good meme that I remember seeing that was like people are like at working as baristas in like Starbucks, like studying to be a software engineer, and like software engineers are dreaming about like just opening up their own cafe to become a barista. So definitely some option. Yeah, no, I worked for this company. I really liked it because like they gave me the freedom just to kind of do like whatever I wanted. So I gotta like learn a lot of stuff. And good God, do I need to redo this face? But alright, let's do just another layer. But they like really wanted me to lock into the whole like Power Apps no code platform, and like I was like in my last year of school at the time, and I like wanted to keep the job, but I was like I don't need to keep the job, but I was like, am I gonna do like full stack engineering? Like I can like build you like an app for here, but like I like really don't want that to like be my focus because I am not a fan, and like they were kind of like dancing around it, but they wanted that to like just be the full thing. Like, hey, I know you guys like built like 3 months of development this custom like thing that you just migrated from like PHP into like a full like modern web stack, but we need you to do it again just in no code. And I was like, I think I am done here. No, thank you. So I went to go like work for a reputable company like Cognizant, and they did like infrastructure, they were like a SAP shop, and didn't tell me that. They were trying to tell me I was going to be a Java developer, and then like for 4 months I just played Cyberpunk and applied for new jobs. It was a fun time, but I preferred that over the no code. They're doing like all these like trainings to like make sure like you know it, and it's like you're only asking a lot of questions. Like, don't worry, I have a plan. This needs to be a gonna give this some depth. Erase this. Like almost at like the exciting part. Give that guy some collarbones. It's like neck's kind of turning. The pose is kind of like weird. I think I'm finally too like starting to like pick up on like how I need to like do this on screen. But these like ruffles are like crazy. Bring this up. Do a little cleanup, and then I think I can fix a lot of this with like paint. Yeah, I remember I was excited because this was like when I was like looking for like new jobs, and On It was like hiring, and I was like, yo, that'd be sick. I'd have like probably like discounts on like their kettlebells and like all of that, and was like just like so excited and like ready to like apply, and because it said full stack, and then like I get there and it was like, oh sorry bro, we're like no code. I see you've done some no code, and like all excited, and I was just like, absolutely not. Alright, it's not here. I guess I can fix the face. I guess. Right, his teeth should not go that far, so let's bring this here. Yeah, I think one of these streams, like, I'm absolutely gonna have to just, like, because I can just write a lo-fi song on guitar, I think, pretty quick. Like, I think I'm still good enough to do that. And then I don't know about, like, recording it, but just, like, something, like, on a loop might be good. See how much, like, license costs just for, like, some, like, good lo-fi. I mean, it's, like, sick that this dude is releasing his stuff, but it's, like, definitely not what I thought it would be. I mean, I don't think this is going to be the stream where, like, I magically make, like, a bunch of money either. But it would be nice to, like, kind of get my specific vibe. I was doing, like, game dev as, like, electives in my computer science degree. And there was, like, one guy I used to, like, really like watching. He still has a channel, and it's kind of, like, fun because he's, like, he was, like, a young dude. So I think he was, like, 21 or 22. But he made these, like, really entertaining game dev videos. And he loved Infected Mushroom, so he got, like, a license to, like, play, like, Infected Mushroom songs, which I'd be all about. It's that idea. It's kind of like when people, like, Excel came out, and they were like, oh no, like, we don't need accountants anymore. Or when people say that software engineers are going to how did we get the inspiration on uplifting? Alright, I'm definitely getting, like, claimed on this, but I gotta switch to, like, something different. No, whatever. But yeah, no, like, just the arrogance that, like, oh, you don't need a software engineer. You can just, like, hire, like, this one dude to, like, use our shitty platform that no one, like, has documentation on or anything. And it's like, I've helped people that had that, where it's like, oh yeah, no code developer left, and, like, I know just enough of it to be like kind of, like, knows how it, like, connects, but just, like, the insanity of it and everything, it's just, I hate it. Alright, I am gonna come back and just, rather than try to paint or, like, give, like, a hard line for this, I'm just gonna, like, draw it. Sorry, Carl, you're gonna have fucked up teeth for a little bit. No, keep it that way. Clothing definitely does that. Fold this way. Give him a little belt full of bombs, and part of the insanity that is Dungeon Crawler Carl is that there is a character named Samantha, which was a god that got summoned by a lonely scientist dude because she kind of looked like this famous character on TV, and so he summoned her and put her in the body of a sex doll, and she's a major character. So there is a main character named Samantha who is just the head of a sex doll, and she is a literal god. Are you gonna head out? Safe so. Appreciate you stopping by, my dude. I'm making these like regular, so it's like I'm going to be back online Tuesday and then like Thursday. So these will be more regular. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, for me, like I haven't even used my office like that much. So it's been like just shit sitting here. So I really had to like figure out what I needed in here just to like make me like want to stay. And like getting like the tablet for one is like been pretty cool because it's I can like sit here and watch like whatever I want like on my one of my like my monitors and just switch to like working on like resume stuff, coding, all of that craziness. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm thinking it's weird because like the job market's like so crazy right now. Um, so I'm kind of torn of like, should I? I'll probably like I'm gonna keep my job in the meantime. But I'm probably gonna try to be like really strategic with like trying to find something new. And I really want all of my YouTube stuff kind of like unlocked before I switch in anything. Because if I got a new job now, like what I have planned would be like nearly impossible. Just because like you take over and it's like you gotta learn everything and you're just like way busier than you like normally are for like for me it's like about 6 months just like trying to like automate everything. I don't really need her to be like the most accurate. Yeah, I need to learn how to draw fabric because I'm not like a huge fan of like how some of this came out. Let's try. I got a basic sketch, um, and I can just go from there. Merge down. Let's make a new layer. Put this on top. I've seen like other artists do this, but like you can basically make this like kind of like color layer that like everything is just like directly underneath, so that way when you like go to like draw, you have like a clipping mask. And then like you don't really have to worry about like drawing in lines other than like this first part. It's like super handy. I don't really need to be like super like fine detail or anything. I know there's like this like way where I can like lasso and actually, you know what, I'm gonna try that. We'll get like this like rough ass low or lasso, and then look at like picking everything out on the other side. Magnetic lasso. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the only portfolio project, I mean, I've been doing a lot of like crazy, like home lab stuff. But like the only like main portfolio thing I've been really doing is that like cloud resume challenge. Just as like kind of like a general framework. I'm not like doing that as my resume. I have some of my own apps. I'm looking at just like hosting up like in kind of like a cheap like Amazon thing. But you know, it's just like an excuse of like, okay, I haven't done a lot with Terraform. Let me do like some cool shit with Terraform, and then it just like ties everything together. So even if you haven't used it professionally, you're like, oh, I am familiar with this obscure thing that you have mentioned. Yeah, that actually worked way better than I thought. Alright, so now if I make a new layer as a clipping mask, I like that tone, so I'm gonna just switch to this. Use my yeah. I feel like too, if you're like doing that with you know, as like kind of like your day to day, it's just like it can get rough. It's like going home and like doing like more work that you like just left. Oh. I'm gonna go to brush. Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I mean, for me, like, I honestly needed that just long break off from like really doing anything, just to like not feel burnt out and like want to like tackle like this stuff. I'm gonna come back and clean up some of this. But it builds up, like, if you're doing, like the workout stuff, for me, it's like if I can get, like, my, like, diet and everything, like, working, it, like, just, like, works for me. And, like, it just, is easier for me to, like, get the groove back. color, but I need something like a little. Whoops. What am I doing? Slide layers. I'm gonna like come back in and like really lighten this up. I just want like kind of like a general spread of colors, color swatches. One thing that does suck is like he wears these signature heart boxers, so like not including them feels kind of like a travesty. Let's go. Yeah, and I'm definitely like not going to be able to finish this. I think what's gonna happen is timer. I'm just gonna like come back on a different stream and like finish this up in there. But I wanted a baseline for how much I could do in an hour, and I got work to do. Alright, so I'm in. Jesus Christ. Okay, test. Okay, so move this back up. I definitely need to like work on just like speed painting as a skill. I haven't like tried like under constraints. Normally it's me like working on stuff, but what I am going to do is save this and here. And I'm going to make one more because I'm going to reference this in the future. So then we can kind of have jilting. It's not going to be like an hour in the future. It might be like a bit quicker. But let me put this here. Alright, so I'm going to switch to Cyberpunk, but good God, do I need to be. So I am going to take a bit of a break, and then I'll come back in a second. So, BRB. No. Alright, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. Just oh my shit. I made some egg bites earlier and threw some cayenne in them. It's like actually pretty good. I'm surprised how well they came out. Let's move this so you guys can hear me. Okay. This again. Here. Alright, cool. So yeah, like I said, we'll do a bit more of the art at a later date. I'm going to move some stuff around. And I will only be playing this on stream, so you'll get to watch my entire playthrough of everything. But let me get out of this, and we will be launching some of that sweet cyberpunk action. Let's see. Window. Need to move here. That's not my middle monitor. I even spent like time trying to set this up to make it like painless as possible. Yeah, I hate that. Okay, so I will be playing this on stream, pretty much only on stream. So we will get to see the beauty of Cyberpunk together. I haven't played it in a while, and they've done like a lot of updates, so I'm actually like pretty excited to like get back into all of this. The one thing that I didn't realize, and will be something definitely to look out for in the future, is that not only is there the Cyberpunk universe in the game and that TV show they released on Netflix, which I highly recommend, it's really good, they have like a whole book universe that's building around it with graphic novels and actual novels. So I have those on my to be reading list that are also going to be some stuff that I will be playing or reading in between like Malazan and some of the things I currently have going. So we're only going to play about 30 minutes. Let's see if it launches. Anytime now. The Witcher. Oh shit, is that a Witcher 4? When is that coming out? There's a bunch of cool shit. The fuck is Ultimate? Alright, let me guys know about like the audio and everything. I have it set to just do my output desktop audio, but I don't know how that's gonna like quite come out. So if you guys need something like raised or whatever, just let me know. And whoever's here can help me figure out character stuff. I've played, I think, most of the playthroughs. We'll go full gamer mode. And I think Corpo V makes the most sense, but I've done that a few times. Street V's fun. Oh, dude. Like, you know, it had a super rough start and everything, but like since like I played it after it got good, and that was like in 2021 or 2, and they've just continued to update it and made it like a sick game. But since you haven't played, I'll let you pick. There's 3 different paths. It doesn't really affect anything other than the intro and some dialogue choices, but you can kind of be like a Mad Max style, like nomad, where you know, you're like smuggling out in the boonies, kind of like gearhead that's fixing stuff. You can be kind of like running the streets as like a gangster, you know, general like cyberpunk debauchery, or you can be a part of the people that are like actually causing like just the terribleness, like you're a corpo. So you're kind of like a weird like spy or like those corporate espionage type of deals, but like for like Raytheon and that type of stuff. They don't affect gameplay like too much, but like you know, sometimes you'll be like, oh, like I'm a corpo, like I have a corpo like dialogue option like in the future, and they like all lead to the same one. So if you got a preference, we can play it. I think I might run Street Kid, because I think I did Nomad and Corpo last time. On the spot! Now in my 30 minutes, I just have to not get stun locked into character creation. This is one of the ones too. It's kind of like the one of like the latest like Fallouts. You can what do you call it? Just go like really crazy in like your character creation and everything. I mean, I'm not gonna do it now, but you like absolutely can like customize your own junk. And let everything come back online. So I like to play like, I think, first person anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're just gonna go like full like man bun. It's been a while since I played this, but you have a few different ways you can play it too. Like you can be like a hacker that just like breaks into thing, never really need to combat. You can basically be a cyber ninja, or like, you know, a gun runner type of deal. I've played a couple different ways. I love the melee gameplay, but it just like takes some time to like actually like get that up there. Machine guns and blades. Let go in here. You can like hack into stuff too, so it's just kind of how you like want to play. Cool snipers. Go full Bethesda stealth archery. God, it's been a while since I've done this. Do you want to be a hacky boy or a shooty boy? I'm just a street kid with smarts, but dealt to bad hands. Stealthy. You know what? I'm going to set this up kind of like if I was going to be either a melee person or a ninja. I don't know if you ever saw the TV show, but it's really good. It's like a Greek tragedy. The animators really went off with it. This out of the way. They made a show called Edge Runners, Cyberpunk 77. Yeah, we're gonna knock back this shot. But it's like basically set like before this game came out. I'm also gonna close some things to speed this up. There we go. All right, let's go talk to Kirk. Yeah, one thing I need to do is like play around with my stream settings. I was getting all these like warnings about how I probably don't have the best quality just because of like my current settings. Streets. I'm also, because of that Mike Tyson book I've been reading, like, I'm all about the streets now. Yeah, one thing I really like about this, and it's like the cyberpunk genre, but like, I'm not gonna spoil the endings, but like, there's not really like a happy ending in like any of this. They're all kind of like at best bittersweet. But the fact that Johnny Silverhand is Keanu Reeves too, like always like made me happy. Oh, you won. Mike Tyson, you'll avoid trouble. It's funny, this reminding me like the cyberpunk subreddit is pretty fun because there's so much like street slang and everything that's set up in this world. It's kind of like saying Gancho from Stormlight. You just think it's like really really infectious, and all of a sudden you're putting out some of these in real life. Shit. God damn, he's going in. I don't think this was a thing before. Like, I don't remember being able to like look around. The streets. I need to figure out if I can hook up my racing sim driving stuff to here. But I really like the cars in this game and how they feel. I don't follow the rules. Aggressive. Yeah, one problem this game had when like I first played it was like there's this like massive sprawling city, and it just wasn't very populated. But they figured out like how to just make it feel really lived in, and it's so massive. It's like a cool project. Damn, Marcus. Yeah. So this game, the intro is kind of slow. I like the tutorial, but like you're kind of like locked into like this first quest. But it's kind of like Skyrim, but just like futuristic, and like you can just not do the main quest and just do a bunch of cool things. But the world building in this is awesome, and I really like the storytelling. It's okay, no worries. Like, if you don't got the time to do that, I'll be playing it with camera. Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays to completion. The downside is like I'm gonna have to like take notes on all of this too, just for something I'm working on. But yeah, no, this world's pretty cool. It's like corporations took over, like the government still has control in some spots, but it's like, what if Raytheon and all these like weapons company just like got so much billionaire oligarchical control that like all of a sudden the cities are just like really like privatized. It's it's seeming more plausible every day, but it winds up in some really cool like oh, but like the ads, like GTA with like the radios and stuff. There's just so much like cool little detail in this world. I forgot. I don't think I do any like big action stuff till after the tutorial. God, that's horrifying. Chromaticore. Yeah, cyberware too is like a big thing in this game, and it reminds me a lot of like the Neuralink, which is like one of like I think this game has influenced my decision to never get a Neuralink, just because like when people can hack in there and like fry your brain, that's kind of like uniquely terrifying. I forgot what the car looked like. God, look at that car design. That's actually like sick as hell. Some of like the bigger places like Porsche and like McLaren and everyone have these like model builds that are like theoretically possible. They put them in some racing games, but like they'll never like race because they aren't like feasibly now. It's like a technology catches up, and like they kind of look like this a little bit, but like they just look like crazy as hell. But you know, it's like 1,000 like horsepower cars. Oh, is it gonna let me drive this? It's gonna be a shit show. That's cool. I forgot Jackie was in this one. Who there? Boom. His nose can't catch a break. I don't know if I've played the Street Kid like intro. That was like so tonally different like from the other two. It makes me think the corpo one's probably like the default like what they expected Z to be. I immediately regret the man bun. Yeah, let's just skip that. I think I can change some of it later. I was like, I'm not going to see what my character looks like. Video, borderless, keyboardings, left shift jump, next weapon, alt. I also realized that there's probably like a bunch of stuff that YouTube would be mad about if I show. So I'm wondering if there's like a way to not demonetize my channel. Not that I'm making money off of it. It's okay. There's probably like a mod, so my stream suddenly cuts out because of Cyberpunk titties, then you know what happens. Jesus, I love these stickers. I'm also growing my hair out, but the urge to like cut it off and do something like Jackie or something like ridiculous for a little while is very strong. I've always wanted a mullet, but never had the courage to actually wear a mullet. Side, old lady. We doing drug shit? Nah, not this build. I think the food with flies all around it would do some like damage or something. And sneak attack. I've definitely come in here blasting before, but it's like with no like levels or anything. It's like annoying, especially on hard. Oh, hell yeah. Who needs guns? I haven't played this in a while, but like this, you'd think like this wouldn't like be a good build, but the absurd like perks you get later on, where like you're basically like ninjing around. Jesus. Let me censorship. What's behind my face? Who knows? Definitely not anything to like get my YouTube dead. Is this the real reason why they got the ability to look around? Wow, what a interesting bathroom. Hi, Jackie. Nothing below me. Ah. Thank you, Windows. I'm gonna have to go back and like edit this. Jesus Christ. This is the real hard mode. Sorry, children. Dude, it's ridiculous. Like, this is like the only way I'm able to hide the demonetization of my channel. Stream still on. Crisis averted. Yeah, I'm really gonna, like, sometime between now and next stream, like, put in some kind of mod just because I don't want to have to do that, like, every time. I didn't even get to the penis customization, which is an actual character option. T. Brain dance. Street cred. They're like, please don't drive. The cars in here, like, they handle, like, really interestingly, and it's, like, fun to drive, but, like, for the tutorial, if you're going here, like, there's no way they'd actually make it back to the base area. Yeah, it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto. Like, the radio stations are, like, pretty fun. Like, some of them actually have banger soundtracks, but, like, listening to the insanity of, like, this is one of those just start following traffic rules into the radio. It's actually fairly, like, relaxing. Yeah, you haven't met Adam Smasher yet. He's a really interesting character, but he can, like, re-sleeve himself. So it's like whenever, like, he looks horrifying, but I guess when he goes on, like, dates based off, like, one of the card games they explained it, He has like a blonde Elvis body he like slips into because his regular body is out there. I say some of these ads they have for the products in this universe, like I think they'd work on me. There was one that's like carnivore made with 70% real meat. Gosh, she's shiny as hell. Alright, we're just gonna skip the ride. Forgot how much I like the soundtrack in this. Hell yeah. Yeah, being a netrunner in this game's like pretty insane. I'd like watch playthrough like someone would like drive in their car and just basically like hack everyone's neural implants and just like decimate a building full of like enemies just with like the hacking skills. Like it seemed like really fun to do once, but kind of boring to play through. But it was just sheer insanity. Let's. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna do a. Let's see if I remember. How do I open up my. Okay, there we go. I didn't realize the thing was going to be on the side. That's very upsetting. Yeah, eventually you'll get to like just do like a full setup of all this, and like the more like certain things you get, the more sideware you can have. It's like actually a big plot point in Edge Runners. Like you can go insane from having too much sideware in you. But let's see attributes. Slippery. Okay, I'll wait to level up. Let's get a save. And cool. I think good spot to stop for tonight. Some of the stickers that I saw like really reminded me of I'm drinking sparkling water, but I got a new water bottle and like they had some like really like or hella cool stickers like at this place I was at a couple nights ago. It's like Tim Robinson as like the hot dog man, Stan Farrell, and then Orb Hud. But yeah, I'm going to stream again Tuesday and Thursday, and it's going to be kind of like a mix, like talk about books, do some not like a full hour of art, but some art, and then probably pick it back on like Cyberpunk. Right now, I think Tuesday I have it set for 5:30 to 7. Might switch a little bit, but I'll be posting all that in the Discord. But cool. For anyone that's left, I'll catch you later.